Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and do a dream this week that I had on the 9th of April of this year. So I just wanted to quickly talk about that. Um, so I'll just get straight into the dream and just go through it. So at the start of my dream, there was a sister in Christ, and we were in a line. So she was, I think, just next to me or whatever, and we were lining up outside of a restaurant to go in and eat, which is funny because I don't go to restaurants anymore. But yeah, so we were just lining up out the front, and what had happened when we were at the front of the line, and then there was this guy that came up and kind of stood in front of us, and I guess stood in front of the whole line, and he seemed to be like a SWAT guy, like what you would see in a movie or something like that. So I guess you would kind of compare it to, like, you know how the army like has the helmets and they have all the gear and stuff on, except it definitely wasn't army because it wasn't camouflage, it wasn't brown, it wasn't green, it was black, like all of it was black. Definitely, and I don't know whether he actually had SWAT written on him. That I didn't write that down. I said a SWAT guy, so he may have had the writing on it, but I didn't put down enough detail to be 100% sure on that. But I do remember like a black helmet and stuff over his chest, like strapped on stuff, and I can't remember because I didn't write it down, but I think he may have had a gun. Now, I don't know much about guns, but it would have been about this big, that he might have had, but I didn't write that down, so I can't be 100% sure, but from memory, I think he did. Um, Anyway, so and he came up to us, and he came out and he told us that war had just broken out on the ground, and he asked us, do we know this? Like, are we aware of this sort of thing? And we both said yes, and still stayed in the line, which sounds completely illogical, but we were still wanting to eat apparently, so we must have been really hungry. Um, so now we're at the front of the line. Oh, he went away anyway. So we were at the front of the line, and it wasn't a booking thing, like first in, best served. So we were at the front of the line, so we knew we could sit wherever we chose to in the restaurant. So we basically went in, and we got to choose where we would sit. Now, wasn't completely laid out like a normal restaurant. There was one big, huge table, and then there was, like, four and two seaters all around and things like that. And for some reason, we chose to sit at this really big table, even though we knew that we'd have to sit with strangers, which doesn't make sense either anyway. So I don't know why we did that, but we sat at this big, big table. And yeah, so once we sat down, my sister in Christ, who had turned into a different sister in Christ. I'm trying not to say names for privacy reasons, so that's why I just refer to them like that. So then she had turned into someone else that I know, and she was sitting on my left, basically here. And then I said to her, as people were still coming into the restaurant, sitting down, I said, there is a war going on, and people came and sat down. Now, I had another friend who was on my right, and I didn't really know she was there until she started talking. And she said to me, she started talking about the Catholic Church. Now, I don't know if any of this is important in any way, but this is what happened in my dream, so I'm just saying it like it is. Um, and she said that the success of the Catholic Church was because they were a church of God, or that there was God behind it, or something like that. Basically attributing them to being a true church of God. And she's not religious, the girl that had said this to me, my friend, but the girl next to me actually is a sister in Christ. She is Catholic. But she didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything because, yeah, I did not particularly agree with that statement inside my head. But something I do want to say on that, because God has definitely pointed out to me lately that even though churches may be right, wrong, or there might be issues or whatever that behind certain churches, because Catholic is a slightly different denomination of Christian, but apparently there are thousands of different denominations that I don't even know about. But regardless of that factor, it's irrelevant to say that people are bad because they go to one particular church or not, because there'll always be bad people that go to church and good people, so you can't, look at a building and say that that particular religion is bad or wrong or I'm talking mainly about the Christian churches here. So yeah, whether I agree or disagree, there actually are some really good people from the Catholic Church. A lot of people I know too. So I just wanted to say that he definitely has showed me that lately, that there are a lot of good people in that church, a lot of good people that he definitely are following him the way they should be. And yeah, so I just wanted to point that out, that I don't have anything against the Catholic Church. I have many friends in the church, so or that were in the church rather. Anyway, but the next part of my dream, it cut. So the next thing I knew, I was on a bus or a train, but I'm pretty sure it was a train. And the sister in Christ that was on my left was now sitting opposite me. She was sitting on that seat, and I was sitting here basically. And I was still talking to her about this war. So I was saying to her, do you realize what this actually means? I said, there is war in this country, and we are going to be like a third world country, because obviously we live in Australia and we're, not a third world country. So that's, I guess, why I said that. And I said, we're going to see bombs and war every day. And I don't know whether I was just freaking out over this and just, over, I can't think of the word, saying too much, elaborating on it too much, because maybe I was just being dramatic sort of thing. Or I don't know if I was or not. I said, have you thought about this sort of thing? I was just talking to her. I said, what are we going to do when we're going to get home? Because I guess we were on the way home. And I looked at her in her face, and she didn't look worried at all. She was just kind of whatever. And she said, I'm going to go to sleep. And I was just like, are you serious? I couldn't believe that she actually had said that. She wasn't taking it seriously. She didn't want to acknowledge the situation at all. Now, so I was looking out the window now of the train now. I don't know whether this is important or not, but I just try to include the whole of my dream in case bits and pieces are important. I just try to say the whole thing and not leave anything out, because it's not to me to decide what's important and what's not. Now, I was looking out the window of the train, I presume, and we were going over an overpass. So it was going like this, and there was a street underneath, so like a normal road. So I was looking down on the street, and I don't know what it was that I saw, because I was still trying to figure it out. I don't know. It was like maybe a wolf or a lion, but without the main thing. It didn't have that big main thing, so maybe it was the lioness. I don't know. It was big. It had four legs and a tail, and it kind of looked like a really big cat, but it didn't have spots, so it wasn't a leopard. So, but I'm not sure what it was again. I really am not sure. But apparently there was a couple of them anyway, from what I can remember. And I was just staring, trying to figure out what they were, and I still don't know what they were. But that's the closest thing I'd describe it as being. So yeah, and I saw people down on the street, and I became, quite worried about them, because I'm like, there's a lion right there or whatever it was, kind of freaking out. And I just remember thinking to myself, is this how life is going to be from now on? And so I thought, if I, run away, the country or desert or something like that, because there's a war, obviously, am I going to be hunted and killed by these animals? That was my thought, and that's a very interesting thought. But anyway, and I just saw someone with long hair over their face, so I don't know whether it was male or female or any other details. And they just looked like they were trying to scare it or something like that to leave them alone. So yeah, basically that was the end of my dream. So I know that I was in Australia, because I live in Australia. I don't know where this was, because I don't know where it was. I don't know any of these places or anything like that I was there, the restaurant or the train, where I was on the train or anything like that. So I can't give any more details on that one. So yeah, no, that was very, very interesting. I don't know. Yeah, so that's all I got from that. There was a few different ideas I had come up with, after that. But I'm not going to go and assume things and jump to conclusions. So I just like to, give it to you exactly how it's come to me, sort of thing. So yeah, maybe somebody understands that, maybe they don't. I really, really pray that war does not come to Australia. But you know, who knows? Because I do strongly believe that there will be a World War III. It's only a matter of time, and it's probably going to be nuclear. But I do believe it's going to be very limited and not much. I think is going to happen. Like, yeah. So, anyways, but I really, really pray that doesn't happen, guys. But that's the dream that I had, so I'm just sharing it with you guys. So yeah, okay. Well, I hope everyone is safe and well, and I love all of you. I love all my brothers and sisters and those who are not yet my brothers and sisters in Christ. You know, I love all of you guys, and you know, the Father loves you as well. I just wanted to, you know, strongly say that because Christianity is so much just about love. Like, if you describe it in one word, it's just love. Everything is just love, and I know you guys can't feel that. Um, when you're not in Christ. But yeah, it's just all about love. So I don't know why I wanted to say that. So yeah, that's basically everything for today. So I hopefully will put another video up soon, and I will see you guys later. Okay, thanks. Bye guys.